Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft Skyblock interlude. The first thing I'm going to do today is fix a problem I identified with the mob farm when I was working a little bit with my camera account taking screenshots of the world. I really need to get down here and sort this out as soon as possible because there is a possibility that spiders might have trampled the turtle egg inside our mob spawner. Hopefully it hasn't happened yet, but the spiders were able to get over to the other side of the trapdoors thanks to the fact that they can climb walls. And yes, okay, it hasn't happened yet. Good. We can hop down here, place those, and then probably put a... Oh, the creepers are all pathfinding towards me. That means a few creepers left in the farm. Very good. We need to place some more trapdoors over the top of this turtle egg because spiders were able to get over here and trample on top of this, and I think what we need to do is place that right there. Oh, maybe put that the right way around, though, just for my own sanity, if nothing else. There we go. Let's put that in there, like so, and now mobs will still be able to see the turtle egg. They can actually detect the turtle egg through trapdoors, but maybe we can also place a trapdoor above that as well, just to make sure that spiders can't pathfind over here and end up trampling the turtle egg, because they can climb up walls and then they drop down. They're not interested in stamping up and down on the turtle egg in the same way that zombies do, but they can just fall on top of the turtle egg and that could potentially crush it. Thankfully, our turtle egg has survived and we can rest easy on that score. The main thing I wanted to make sure was that we didn't end up with a turtle egg missing, because having two turtle eggs means we can breed turtles a little bit later if we ever get that far with this playthrough, so it's important to preserve that turtle egg there where we can. So let's take out our temporary bridge over to this side of the farm. Thankfully, we were able to nip that in the bud nice and early, and unless they have despawned already, there should be a couple of creepers waiting for me down here. I think what I am going to do is switch to using a sword. Powerful though the axe is in the early game, I think having a sword down here and using the sweep attack, which is completely separate from sweeping edge, so we don't have to worry about having an enchantment on it or not, we should just be able to, yeah, there you go, take out a bunch of mobs in one hit. We got ourselves a carrot there. Fantastic. And this problem with all of the mob drops sat at the back of the mob farm is something we can resolve just by bringing the bucket of water down here and pouring it against one of the back blocks in there. It should sweep all of the drops forward. There are slabs in front of here so the water won't run out and try and push me off the platform, and we should be able to collect up anything that I can't reach right now without having to break those blocks. But yeah, it looks like the farm should still be operating normally, and hopefully those trapdoors will keep us preserving that turtle egg for as long as we can. Regular spiders cannot make it through 1 block wide gaps, only cave spiders can, so that's really going to be a benefit. Up here on the main island, a lot of stuff has been happening, and we can put the carrot in there now as well, but a few more trees have grown. The pumpkin here has grown as well, so we can finally harvest that, probably pop that in the chest for now, and we'll be able to use it later. We have a little bit more melon, a little bit more wheat. Let's grab the wheat seeds and replant those, and grab the melon as well, because we will probably need a snack at some point. My saturation has lasted pretty well for now, but yeah, we will need those melon slices in the near future. So I'm going to take down some of these trees, and we're going to farm a few more mobs off camera. We're also going to farm some more cobblestone, because today's plan is to build a passive mob spawning platform, a task which would be a little bit intimidating if we still had all of the dirt and stuff on the original island, but I think maybe by reproducing some of the dirt thanks to being able to farm gravel from zombies now, we should be able to make a grass platform low enough down in the world that we're going to see fantastic passive mob spawns. So I'm going to chop down these trees, make sure they are replanted, and yeah, let's switch to that new axe, and now we're going to spend a little bit of time at the mob spawner trying to gather a few more mob drops. If we can get some more iron ingots, or if maybe a witch comes down there and we can get some redstone or something like that, that would be frankly incredible. That would be a step up for this series, but I think at least we need to get ourselves a decent amount of gravel from zombies so we can start to replenish some of the dirt up here. We can at least get a little bit of dirt that we can use to guide the grass down to the lower part of the world, and that will allow us to start a passive mob farm as low down in the world as possible. I also think before we go any further, we need to get our storage situation sorted, because that starter chest is an absolute mess right now. So let's make a couple more chests. I think I'm going to make 4 chests over here, and we can set those up for different types of material. Maybe we can have a tree farming chest over here, we can have a cobblestone chest there, and maybe we can set up a couple of other chests for mob drops and various other items, because goodness knows we've got enough of those at this point. One of those skeletons that we're farming now might even drop a bow, which would be super useful. But yeah, I think we're going to put building blocks and dirt and stuff like that in one of these as well. Okay, so here's our storage system right now. We've got the cobblestone and other building blocks in there. We've got the farming supplies in here. We've got mob drops in this chest. Hopefully getting some more string in this episode would be great as well, so we can make a bed. And then we've got tree farming and tree supplies in that chest there. Perfect. Perfect. Good stuff. And we could even grow some trees artificially. Now we have access to bones and therefore bone meal. Same with the crops. But right now, I think the best thing is going to be to go down there to the mob spawner, maybe with a bucket of water so we can flush out those mob drops, and we'll be able to farm a little bit more stuff down there. And it looks like we have a whole heap of zombies waiting for us, so a couple of swings of the sword should take care of those. And look at that. A nice little chunk of gravel. We'll pop the water source at the back there. There we go. All of the drops flow out, and taking the water source away as quickly as possible will mean that nothing gets its fall cushioned by the water, and we'll be able to swipe away at anything else that falls down here. Well, I'm going to stick a podcast on, maybe watch a couple of videos for a little while so that we can get a decent amount of mob drops out of this, and when we come back, we'll start working on our passive mob spawning platform. Hey folks, welcome back. It's been a very productive time over here at the mob spawner. Take a look at the amount of stuff that I've got at this point. We've got some really great armor, some really great mob drops, over a stack of bones, over a stack of arrows, for which I got the arrows collector advancement, which is really quite cool. And the armor here has some really fantastic enchantments on it. We have chainmail armor with a decent amount of durability, projectile protection 2 and unbreaking 1. We have chainmail leggings, about half durability with unbreaking 2. And these boots are my absolute favorite. Projectile protection 3 and feather falling 3. Kind of essential in the world of Skyblock, where we're working with all of this verticality, to have something that can increase the feather falling effect and reduce the damage we take if we fall super far. I also got an unbreaking 1 bow, and we have a couple of bows here that I can actually combine if I want one with near full durability. I'm not that fussed about unbreaking on the bow. I really wish we had infinity or something, of course, but we've got enough arrows at this point that I don't think I need to worry too much about that. The bones are going to be fantastic, but the main event here, of course, is the gravel. We're going to be using that to remake a bunch of renewable dirt up on the top island and bring the grass down here. We also have a carrot and an iron ingot from the zombies that have been dropping in here, which is also fantastic. It's going to be really good having a little bit more iron. Hopefully that will lead to us having some shears pretty soon, but in the meantime, I've also been able to gather some string from the spiders, which you can actually hear have stuck on top of the spawner up there. Oh, is that a witch? Okay, I might actually head back down to the spawner to see if that witch will drop down the pipe as well. I have broken my sword at this point because I've just used it so much, but hopefully if that witch comes down here, we might be able to get some redstone. There we go, the witch has fallen. Let's see if we... Oh, what a shame. We got everything but the redstone. We have some glowstone dust back there, but we did not get any redstone. Some gunpowder. We got a glass bottle and a spider eye from another witch earlier, and it looks like we got some sugar there as well, but we didn't get any redstone. Oh, that's a real shame. But as I was saying, I found a solution to all of the spiders cramming themselves together at the top of this drop here. What you really want to do is log out and then log back in, because if you do that, you will actually find that some of the spiders occasionally just lose their grip on whatever blocks they are clinging to, and they drop down here. It takes a couple of tries sometimes, and sometimes they are just crammed together too close, but yeah, there you go. You see a spider just fell down, and hopefully a couple of the other spiders should make their way down here as well. That has led to me getting 22 string this way, which has meant we have enough to make more than 3 blocks of wool, which will be an adequate amount for a bed, and we'll be able to avoid the phantom attacks for the foreseeable future. Here's hoping, because one thing I was not looking forward to in this playthrough was having to deal with phantoms. So far, I've gotten super lucky, and we haven't seen them at all. I guess alternatively, we could set up some spider countermeasures in here, or we could just break into the top of the spawner right now and deal with the spiders that are left in there, but you know what? I've got enough string for right now. I'm going to leave it. Instead, I'm going to head back up to the island, make myself a bed, bed, set my spawn point using it, and then we'll be able to sleep through the night whenever we need to. The next stage is going to be grabbing a bunch more cobblestone, which I said I was going to do off camera, and I haven't yet because I've just been too busy down at the mob spawner. I'll farm a few more trees as well while I'm up here so these can regrow, and we will use that gravel to turn some dirt into coarse dirt and hoe it so that we can get some dirt back out of the bargain. And I'm really, really happy that we're now going to be able to set up our passive mob spawner with a bed so that we don't have to worry too much about phantoms. And now we've got some bones for bone meal. I could even bone meal the grass here and see if we get a flower or two. There we go. We could even change the color of the bed if we wanted to. We're getting some more wheat seeds from this as well, which is going to be ideal. We'll put those in the farming chest along with that carrot. Still don't have a potato, unfortunately, but that's something that's going to have to wait for another couple of sessions at the zombie farm to get ourselves a potato, maybe some more iron as well. There we go, we got a red flower, and that's really what I wanted. I wanted to be able to dye this bed red, so there we go. Let's put that in there, and we have the traditional Minecraft bed now. Great stuff. I'm going to put that right here, and yeah, we'll set our respawn point there. 115.1, ladies and gents. Let's put all of the mob drops in here. Like I said, we have a whole bunch of those now. It's very, very exciting to have this much stuff. I'm going to put the arrows away for the moment because we don't really need those as of yet. All of those witch drops and still no redstone. It's a tragedy, but I think for now we are going to just go ahead and mine some more cobblestone off camera. So this is going to be the boring stuff. This is the stuff that you guys don't necessarily want to see. And when we come back, we're going to convert some gravel into dirt, and we're going to make ourselves a passive mob spawning platform. Alright, we now have 3 stacks of cobblestone to our name, and it's time to start producing a little bit more dirt. Let's grab the gravel out of here, and let's grab the hoe from the farming chest. We're going to need to combine these things into coarse dirt. So that's 8 coarse dirt right here. Each of that will get us a single block of dirt once hoed, and we can repeat that process until we have the entire stack of gravel, or half stack I guess, converted into dirt. Remember, each time we do this, we are basically doubling the amount of dirt we started with, which is fantastic news at this stage. It's going to mean that we can expand the islands in any direction we want to and keep that grass growing. There we go, got a half a stack of dirt we didn't have before. That's fantastic. Now, I think we are going to try... Oh, I was wondering why I was crouching. That tree just grew above me. Now, we are going to try staircasing down from this grass platform here with the dirt, and hopefully that should allow the dirt to grow grass all the way down to the floor where we're going to build a platform for our passive mob spawner. Let me grab a bunch of cobblestone, and we'll probably need that as some support blocks on the way down here because this is going to take a little while and it's going to be a bit precarious. So I've taken everything out of my inventory except for this stone pickaxe and half a stack of cobblestone, and what I'm going to try and do is create a kind of spiral staircase around this structure, around this pillar in the middle here, and that will allow us to spiral the dirt downwards, making sure that it's got a single block step down between each grass block, and that's going to allow, hopefully, for the grass to spread downwards. We'll also have to make sure that there is adequate lighting for this, because unfortunately grass cannot spread unless it is lit up. I'm pretty certain that you can actually have multiple block jumps between the grass blocks, and I think it will spread diagonally, but sometimes that can slow down the grass spread, or, you know, it just doesn't work the way you expect it to. So I'm going to do my best to light this up as we go to make sure we have adequate light. Let me grab a few sticks and make some more torches for that as well, just so the stuff underneath the island does not end up spawning mobs. We'll make a little bit more charcoal in the furnace while we're at it. Let's throw 2 of those in there and get ourselves 16 more charcoal for torches. And in doing this, we might lose the occasional block of cobblestone into the void if I have to break one that's misplaced, but that's fine. We should be able to make it down nice and easily. We are about halfway there now, which is a good start. Alternating torches on the sides of the pillars here will make sure that none of these blocks end up with a spawnable light level. We'll put one there for now as well, and night is falling and we can go to bed. This is exciting. We're able to set a respawn point here and sleep in a bed to avoid that night. Great stuff. Let's grab some more cobblestone. I think we should be able to complete this pretty quickly. And since there's really no time like the present and this is going to take a while, otherwise I think we should probably start getting this dirt spread down the spiral staircase now. As long as there is adequate light both on the grass block that the grass is spreading from and to the dirt block that the grass is spreading to, we should be fine. I think it'll be okay, and I really hope that we'll be able to get the grass spreading down here nice and quickly. That is 32 blocks of dirt in place. We can go down here and complete the rest of the spiral and then start on the platform that's going to branch out from this bottom of the world location. And since we are spending most of our time standing at this mob spawner, I feel like just building out from the mob spawner here is going to be the most sensible thing to do. We'll, of course, make sure that this spiral staircase is lit up because it's directly below the island. I don't know quite how much skylight is getting down here, but I know it's probably not all that much. So we got to make sure this is lit to ensure that there are not going to be any mob spawns down here. I think that should be fine, though. Fingers crossed that we'll be okay and that the grass is already spreading from the top of the world up there. And we'll go out 23 blocks into the void in this direction to start the main bulk of our passive mob spawning platform, which is probably just going to be a large, flat platform. It's going to have to be well lit enough that we will be able to guarantee that no hostile mobs will spawn there. Let's give these a punch while we're here, seeing as they've taken a little bit of fall damage. And that's another enchanted bow, all with unbreaking 2, but only 23 durability. Something tells me that's not going to last very long, even though it's enchanted. And hopefully no mobs are going to ambush me on the way up the tower. It's looking pretty good so far, and here's hoping that some of the grass has started to spread from the top of the world. We will need a few more torches if it's going to spread any lower, though. There it is. It started to spread diagonally. This is always a very, very slow process. It's not something you can rush. All you can do is make sure that everything is adequately lit up, which is going to be the main goal at this point. But wow, we have a big oak tree over there. Great stuff. Let's see if we have any more sticks lying around so we can make some more torches. And we might need to make a little bit more dirt. We could grab a bit more dirt from the island itself up here, or we could just wait for this staircase to spread, break the dirt blocks on the way down, and then continue using those for the rest of the spiral. But back down here at the bottom of the world, we can continue the platform out this way, and we'll continue to light it as we go, making sure we place a torch every few blocks so that we don't end up with mobs spawning on this bridge. Mobs spawning on a one-wide bridge would be an absolute nightmare at this point, so avoiding that at all costs, really. Yeah, we're starting over here at Z10, and this platform now goes all the way to Z40, which is more than enough distance for passive mobs to be able to spawn. They need a 23-block spawning distance, the same as hostile mobs do, but we should be able to create a little platform over here, and this is ultimately what the grass is going to spread to once we've got it to come down that spiral. And the silhouette of that jungle tree scared me for a second because I thought it was something standing on the spiral staircase, but no, it looks like we're fine, okay? That gave me a bit of a fright there. Now, of course, if we wanted absolutely optimal spawning rates, we could ideally be building this entire platform out of dirt, and this would be the grass platform. By increasing the platform height to Y2, we're actually cutting the spawn rates a little bit. But I think it should still be a good enough spawn rate while we're down here that it's not really going to make that much of a difference for a casual playthrough. Well, ladies and gents, I hope you like waiting, because Minecraft just became a waiting game. We're going to have to wait for all of the grass to spread to the bottom of the world. I'm going to place a few torches on the blocks here, which is not going to prevent the grass from spreading to them. It's going to hopefully speed up the process if there is adequate light on each of these blocks, and if we can throw a couple around the back here as well, maybe that will help. But really, all we need to do now is wait for the grass to spread, break a bunch of the dirt blocks from up here, and wait for the grass to spread again a second time so that we can get it all the way to the bottom of the world. Here's hoping that will work out, and I'm going to be back once it's done. Well, ladies and gents, we may have another problem on our hands, because that block over there, it turns out, happens to be in a slime chunk. So we are potentially going to have to deal with slimes spawning over here, and yep, they are spawning. Oh lord, they spawn in. We are going to have to deal with that very quickly, and I'm slightly worried that a slime is going to spot me and spawn and come over here, and yeah, that would not be great. However, this is really good as a source of slime, and slime could be kind of a useful resource to have in this Skyblock playthrough, except yeah, they're spawning really, really fast. Oh gosh. I don't quite know what to do about this, but it seems like we might be better placed having our passive mob spawning platform in an area that does not also passively produce slime. That seems like a good idea to me. So I think what I'm going to do for now is place a temporary barrier here, just in case any of those slimes spot me while I am AFK at this mob spawner, because yeah, if they start to flop over here and they start to jump too close to me, that's going to potentially mean that while I'm standing here, they can sneak up on me, get the drop on me, and push me into the void, which I do not want, especially when I'm holding this water bucket. But the fact that we know that is a slime chunk over there is actually kind of incredible, because I was worried that we wouldn't be able to find one very easily. We would just have to take a random sampling of chunks in the area and see if any slime spawned. That is a stroke of luck. I haven't used any, programs or anything to figure out where that slime chunk is. We just spontaneously got it, which never happens in Minecraft playthroughs. So yeah, I think we're probably going to have to build a platform out on this side once the grass has grown down from here. But for now, we should be safe to just stand here at the mob spawner, let a few mobs pile up and deal with them while the grass is growing. So I'm going to spend my time over here AFK, just waiting for mobs to pile up in here that I can kill, hopefully get a witch for some redstone, but if not, maybe just get a few more zombies with a bit more gravel. Alright, it has taken a long time, and I mean a long time, but finally we have all of the grass blocks filled in almost all the way to the bottom. I think there is maybe one block down here that still hasn't converted, and the light level was thankfully enough that it was able to go all the way down here, despite my overzealous torching of the upper levels. Yeah, we have 2 blocks left to fill here, and so we're probably going to just take down all of the dirt, all of the grass blocks from the higher levels, transfer them to a lower level, and bridge out into the void. And I think now I've learned my lesson from that platform over here. We're going to bridge out in the opposite direction, and I might make the entire platform out of dirt just to guarantee a really high mob spawning rate. We're not actually going to have to worry too much about losing dirt in the void if we have to replace anything, because of course we have renewable dirt now. So that's really given me a new idea on this whole thing and a new perspective on how we should just cram the entire thing into y=1 and get the freshest rates around. I also managed to finally get the achievement for getting redstone from a witch, although a zombie immediately picked the redstone up from the witch, so it took a little while for me to recover that from the zombie, and the achievement acted kind of weirdly, like I hadn't just picked up 2 redstone dust, and eventually, yeah, it just gave me the achievement, which I was very happy about. Let's make sure this is all nicely lit up as well, and hopefully there isn't a slime chunk on the opposite side here. I am also noticing that we're getting a little bit closer to those islands out there, and I wonder how far away those are, and if any of those might be impacting the rates of my hostile mob spawner. I doubt it, but you never quite know. I also want to know what biome this is, because, okay, we're still in plains until we get to over here, and yeah, okay, good, we are still in plains, because the problem there would be if we ended up going into an ocean biome. There are certain biomes like oceans where passive mobs don't actually spawn, and the only conditions for passive mob spawning are that there is grass, there is adequate light level, and there are no blocks overhead, because naturally passive mobs don't spawn in caves. So yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking making sure that we end up in the right place out here, but I think we are still in the plains biome, which is going to be a perfect environment for them. I'm going to make sure that this platform out here is super well lit just to continue the spread of the grass, and I think once it gets over here it should be fine. Widening out this platform here is probably going to make it easier for the grass to spread. It'll have more places to spread to when it does a check to see which blocks around are valid for the grass to grow onto, but now, once again, it is just a matter of waiting for the grass to spread those last few blocks and taking out some of these hostile mobs that have spawned in the meantime to get a little bit more gravel back for all of the gravel we just used. I'm also going to spend a little bit more time tree farming and cobblestone farming, because those are 2 things I desperately need a larger amount of so that we can do a little bit more stuff with the island. I really think it's going to be nice to expand this and make it look a little bit nicer. I have that unavoidable builder sense that makes me think, you know what, I can make this look a lot nicer than it is. We could start smelting some of the cobblestone to make smooth stone, we can make stone bricks from there, we can build a house or something like that. I would really like this to be a Skyblock playthrough that doesn't just focus on the technical if I decide to continue it. And by the way, you may have noticed that the upload schedule for this has been a little bit more sparse. It's just because I was pre-recording these videos before I went away on holiday over Christmas, so it's really not an indication of the state of the channel going forward, and this Skyblock playthrough may continue or it may not, depending on whether or not people want it to. Obviously, the Minecraft Survival Guide is going to be back in the new year, and it probably is the new year by the time this is going out, but it's going to be back as of the second or third week of January, depending on how I feel once I get back, if I don't have too much jet lag, because I'm off to visit my wife's family in the US. Feels kind of funny that I'm telling you this now, because most of it will be over by the time you actually see this video, but there you go. Anyway, right, I'm going to take down a little bit more of the wood here, going to farm a little bit more cobblestone, wait for the grass to spread on that platform down below, and then finally we should start to see passive mobs spawning in our world. And once again, I'm getting a little impatient. The grass spread is taking absolutely forever. I've been gathering a whole bunch of wood and cobblestone, and still it's taking its sweet time to go anywhere. So instead, what I'm going to do is turn a bunch of this cobblestone into slabs and go out in search of another water source on that island over there. I think I'm probably going to stash everything in a chest before I do, though, because I really don't want much of this stuff to fall into the void, especially that bucket, because I've only got 2 iron right now. So I think what I will do is take just the slabs with me, and we can always come back for a few more if we need it. I'm going to estimate that those islands are at least 128 blocks away, considering that my render distance is set to 16 chunks and they barely render in. It's more likely to be closer to 256. So I think what we'll do is start out from here, get a bottom half slab there, and then just book it for that island. And we should still be able to, yeah, okay, we can still get out over the void like this. We don't have to worry too much about accidentally placing something that's going to make me fall into the void. Here we go. Let's set out in search of another water source. Oh, so close. Yeah, I think we are short by maybe 40 or so slabs, which means they aren't quite 256 blocks away, but they might be, 3 stacks or so. I think that seems about right. Let's go grab a few more slabs. 3 stacks is 192 blocks, so that sounds a little bit more accurate to me. And yeah, with the slabs I've got on me now, we should be able to make it over there. Oh, and they've actually left some string down here so that the vines don't grow super long. That's kind of interesting. It makes sense though, because otherwise the vines would stretch all the way down into the void, and that wouldn't be all that great or aesthetically pleasing or whatever. There we go. We can put some bottom half slabs here, and yes, there is even an infinite water source on this island already. Amazing. Well, I'm porting that back over to my island over there. Just got to go and get the bucket now that we've established a safe path over here, and I should probably bring a torch to light this island up while I'm at it. Okay, here we go. One mission to go and get a water source from this island. 1 torch with us, 1 bucket with us, and as long as I don't fall off this bridge, we'll be fine. And wow, I really should have replenished my health, or hunger at least, before I came over here, because the last thing I want to happen is for me to die of starvation while I'm trying to get this bucket of water back to the main island. I am forced to walk the entire way because I can no longer sprint, but I'm hopeful. It looks like we'll be able to make it back. And with just a few more steps, that tree just grew right in front of me. We did it! We're back with another bucket of water. Incredible. Okay, now it's time to set up a little pool out here. We just need to make a 2x2 pool, and we will have infinite water. You know what? I think I'm going to put that over here somewhere. We'll put it on this side of the island, and I guess we'll just make a fairly simple base for it, like so. Surround the entire thing in blocks, and we'll put 1 bucket of water there. Let's go grab the other one very quickly from the cobblestone generator, and ladies and gentlemen, oh, hang on, put that in the wrong side. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have infinite water in the world now. Great stuff. So happy that we're able to get an infinite water source, and now the buckets of water are renewable. We can start farming stuff for real. Instead of just this little patch around the cobblestone generator, we can really kick off farming wheat. And has that grass grown a single block? I don't think it has. Nope, it is. Oh, it's actually grown diagonally down that corner. That's something I didn't notice it doing before. Okay, well, hopefully that means it's going to grow a little bit faster once it's on the flat platform out here. But yeah, man, this is going to take forever to get the grass grown onto that platform. In all the time it took us to do that, the grass has grown precisely 2 blocks, which is not very far, but once it gets over here, it should hopefully spread out a little bit faster, and we'll probably find the time to punch a few more zombies in the meantime, get ourselves a few more pieces of gravel, there we go, and we'll be able to make a little bit more dirt to fill in the rest of this platform. And before long, we'll have a nice sturdy platform all the way to the passive mob spawning platform over in the distance. Well, the grass has not even made it to the end of the platform yet, but in the distance, you might actually start to hear that something has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you can see it there in the subtitles. A sheep has spawned, and it spawned a little while ago. It actually spawned while the grass was still on that section of the platform there. And that is how come it's made its way all the way up this spiral staircase, which is quite an impressive feat in itself. But yes, we have a grey sheep up here now, and I'm really not sure what to do with it because it's all the way up here. I don't want to just yeet it off the platform because that's probably going to mean it ends up in the void. But look down there. It's going to join its friends, I think, because there are 2 pigs down there now. And I think wandering around somewhere, there may also be a horse, question mark. So that's very exciting as well. But as you can see, we are getting some spawns on this platform now nice and quickly. That happened literally like as I started the recording, I guess. So that's very, very cool. And once we get all the way down here, we should see the horse clip-clopping around somewhere in our neighborhood. Yes, there it is, behind here. Being kind of useless, to be honest, because horses don't provide food, and I don't really need leather at this point. So the horse is just going to be, I guess, here for transport. Not that we really need transport of any kind here, but look at the pigs. We have 2 pigs now. This is actually incredible. I'm very, very happy. And I'm surprised, actually, that we didn't get any passive mob spawns on the island up there while we were working down here, because we are more than 23 blocks away from that island. No question. But never mind. We have pigs down here now, and hopefully we should start to see other mobs spawning down here too. I think the next thing, which we're probably going to save for the next episode at this point, is going to be, wow, that looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? The next thing is going to be to start farming, so we can use carrots to breed these pigs, and hopefully get a couple more mobs spawning out here. We can expand the platform a little bit more once I've been able to grind out some more dirt and gravel and that kind of stuff, and we should hopefully be able to expand the population of animals we have down here at the bottom of the world, or maybe even move them up once we have access to, I guess, water elevators. Will soul sand do that? There are so many questions. I don't even know if we can get soul sand in this map yet. Will that tell me in the advancements? Maybe it will. Maybe that's something we'll have to figure out once we go to the nether. But going to the nether should be nice and straightforward, and I think we will have a great time with this playthrough if we continue it. But whether or not we continue the series is really going to be up to you guys. Are you enjoying the Skyblock adventure? Do you want to see a little bit more of it? Once I get back from my holiday, we'll be able to figure out whether this series is continuing or not. But for now, thank you so much for watching the Skyblock interlude of the Minecraft Survival Guide. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, share this video around if you want to see more of this series get made, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.